Stu, how's it going? Well, today I got a little something a teensy bit different. I have a product review here for you. And this thing is called the Big City Slider Station. This is a kitchen gadget. It's the kind of thing that you find it in the as seen on TV aisle in places like Walmart. And I'm going to say right off the bat that this thing was given to me either for Christmas or birthday. I forget exactly which. And it is a pretty cool little device, and I just want to say that if you're watching, I am not dissing your gift. This is actually pretty cool, but there is a gotcha with this thing. Alright, this is the Big City Slider Station. Basically, you've got this part here, 5 holes in it, and this top part that goes down on top to press the burgers in place, or to press them into shape, or something like that. The burgers it makes are small ones. I believe it's 1 ounce of hamburger that you roll up into a ball and put down into these little depressions here, and you put this thing right down on the burner in your stove. It does not have a cord, heating element, or anything like that. You heat this up by putting it down on the burner on your stove. I suppose you could also put it down on a barbecue grill outside or something like that, and so on. So you put the burgers on there, and then you just take this, put that in there to press the burgers into shape, and cook them like you normally would, except in this thing to give them the right shape and to restrict them to the size they're supposed to be. Now there is one thing about this thing. It calls itself Big City Slider Station. This is the manual that comes with it. And now I don't know about anybody else, but for me, when you say sliders, I automatically think White Castle. And I guarantee you, do not get the impression that you're going to make White Castle style hamburgers with this thing, because you are not. It sort of kind of wants to come close, but it isn't. They are small little hamburgers, and the manual advises that for buns, the thing to do is to get these prepackaged dinner rolls and use them. And that works. Now, I said there was a gotcha with this thing, and there is. And the gotcha with this thing is that even if you use the leanest meat you can, have a look at this thing. Do you see any facility in here, any way that this thing is going to deal with the grease that is going to develop as you cook burgers in it? No, it has no provision for that. You have to watch this thing constantly when you're cooking, because it is possible that, especially if you're not using the leanest cut of ground beef or whatever that you can, that you could have this thing produce enough grease. You could get enough grease out of that meat to spill over out of this thing onto your stovetop or onto the burner, and then you've got a potential grease fire. So you do have to watch it constantly when you're using it. And between batches of, every time you'd finish up 5 burgers, you take them out, and then you have to do something with the grease that's in there before you put more in. And the thing that I would suggest there is to have a coffee can or something like that handy, and dump the grease into that. And then when you let it sit to one side, and when you're done, once that grease cools off and starts to solidify, you put the cover on the coffee can and throw it away. So that's the Big City Slider Station for you. Like I said, you find it in the as seen on TV aisle in whatever Walmart or other places you go to. This little manual gives you some instructions and provides a few recipes, so on. Not bad. Like I said, it's not even close to almost thinking about being a White Castle machine or anything like that, so don't get that idea. But it's a decent little device. Just be aware of that little gotcha with the grease problem. You've got to drain that stuff out after every batch of burgers you make in it. You do that, you're fine. You don't, you have a potential grease fire. Alright, I've already gone on longer than I thought I would, so that's it for today. Take it easy. I'm out of here.
He is the tinfoil chef, and the frog just doesn't give a shit.
Hello all. It's Tuesday, June the 26th. Well, this is refreshing. A product review is perhaps the most useful video the boob has made in quite a while.
Hey, Froggy.
Can you wait a moment? I'm rather busy at the moment. As I was saying, I think that we should all encourage the boob to do more reviews.
Hey, Froggy.
What is it?
Give me a cheeseburger.
I'm sorry, you appear to have mistaken me for a waitress. Perhaps you should have your eyes examined. Please excuse the interruptions. One of the boob's neighbors decided to stop by for lunch. In other news, the boob has also said that there have been several questions in the last 2 days, and that next Monday will definitely be a new episode of Ask TFC. The previous weekly question for the hell of it is, how would you stop Q from turning you into a toilet brush?
Hey, Froggy, I said give me a cheeseburger.
They say good fences make good neighbors. If someone were to hit you with a fence, would you be a good neighbor and leave? This week's question for the hell of it is, if you try to fail and succeed, what have you done? The dirty word of the day, ramp.
He is the tinfoil chef,